excess charge inside the conductor, it's all on the edges? Is that what
Where, okay, so how much is on the edges?
do we know? Or is it just that it's a difference of 3 nanocoulombs between them?
I know that the total charge on the conductor has to be positive 3 nanocoulombs. And I think in the past, did I say that the excess charge would be on the surface or on the outside? If I said outside, it should be surface. On this, the excess charge is on the surface. But I got two surfaces here. How much charge is on the inner surface?
None.
The minus.
If there's none, then the electric field inside can't be
Oh, sorry,
zero.
Yeah, -4.
Nanocoulombs?
Oh, sorry, that was not the part I was, but I appreciate that. So you're saying that there's -4 nanocoulombs along here?
I was saying none, because I thought it was moving towards the middle.
What was, alright, let's back up for a second. The electric field inside the conductor, we're assuming electrostatic equilibrium, is zero. So if the electric field is zero here, what is the electric flux?
Also 0?
It has to be, because you find the electric flux from the electric field, and if the electric field is zero, this can't be anything. You can add zero an infinite number of times, it still comes out to be zero. So my electric field here is zero. Based upon Gauss's law, what is the total charge inside that Gaussian surface?
Also 0?
Yes, the total charge inside that Gaussian surface has to be zero, because my electric field is zero, therefore my electric flux is zero, therefore the charge enclosed is zero. Therefore, what is the charge on this inner surface right here? It is not zero, and it is not -4 nanocoulombs. You said 7?
Maybe, is it right?
Is it -7?
-3?
Not -3. It's not 7. I see where you get 7 from. It's not 7 though. All right. I will say you're probably overthinking it. See if I can draw it a little bit neater. This is the conductor right here. We've established before, we did it on just a sphere, but we've established before that the electric field inside a conductor in electrostatic equilibrium is zero. The electric flux, if we want to go to the fancy derivation of it, is E dot dA. But since the electric field is zero everywhere inside here, my electric flux everywhere inside here, through any surface which stays inside the conductor, would be zero, because the electric field is zero. And the electric flux is equal to the enclosed charge divided by epsilon sub naught. So from this epsilon sub naught is a number, a non-zero number, it's a constant. The enclosed charge must be zero coulomb. I've got a -4 nanocoulomb charge right there. I know that excess charge must go to the surfaces. In all the examples we've done in the past, outer surface, but now we have two surfaces. We have an inner surface and an outer surface. What is the charge along here, which would satisfy this?
No, -4 is in the middle,
It's smack dab in the middle, yes.
and 3 is on the outside, so whatever will make that 0, which is.
Ooh, Ooh, I think you're overthinking it. You're adding something you shouldn't be.
Oh.
Otherwise, you would have had the answer like that.
It's just 4?
Yeah, just 4. I want the total charge inside this Gaussian sphere here to be 0, and this makes this 4 nanocoulombs. I have 4 nanocoulombs right here on the surface. So the total charge is 0 enclosed. I think you're going to the next step. So if this is 4 nanocoulombs here, and I know the excess charge on the conductor is positive 3 nanocoulombs, how much charge is on this outer surface?
-3.
Just 1 nanocoulomb?
If I had 1 nanocoulomb here, and I have 4 nanocoulombs here, what's my total charge on this, on the conductor? 4 plus 1?
Oh, so the other scale, it has to be -1 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need the total charge on this, on the conductor to be positive 3, because I said positive 3 over there. If I have 4 nanocoulombs here, I have to figure out what do I need to add in order to get up to my 3, well, -1. So I have -1 nanocoulombs on the outer surface, 4 nanocoulombs here, and then I got my -4 nanocoulombs in the very heart of the beast. So when you're dealing with a conductor, if you've got an inner surface, that the charge on it is going to be what it needs to make so that there's no total charge within a Gaussian sphere that's in the conductor. And then once I'm on the outside, which is for my third radius, what is the total charge enclosed inside this Gaussian surface?
Is that the 3 nanocoulombs?
It is not the 3.
Oh, -1.
It's -1.
Yeah.
Those two cancel out, and I'm left with that. Because ultimately, let's think back over here, I got a -4 nanocoulomb charge in the middle, and I stuck positive 3 nanocoulombs right here in the donut, or in the sphere. So my total charge is just -1. So my electric field in the last bit is electric field times 4 pi 0.6 squared is equal to my enclosed charge of -1 nanocoulomb divided by epsilon sub naught. But now it's a calculator exercise. So at this point, it'll be inwards because my overall charge is negative. So my electric field, my E3, or ER3, negative something R hat per coulomb, and then whatever, -1 times 10 to the -9th, or 8.85 times 10 to the -12th, times 4 pi times 0.36. So somewhere around 100, -100.
I got 25.
25?
nanocoulombs.
Oh, I forgot, that's, yeah, okay. questions? All right, then I'm gonna officially say I'm done with 25, so let's talk about assessment for that. How's next Tuesday sound?
I'm not falling for that again.
All right.
Is next Tuesday the only option?
Well, if we can push it off another week.
Don't want to be too far into this topic, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible to finish a couple chapters before then. I guess another option is if the quiz happened on Thursday, so far, the flash and regular quiz takes about an hour. So it'll give you 2 hours to do the lab, which in theory could be done. Yeah, I'll open up Thursday also. Just have to make sure that the lab reflects it appropriately. Or Tuesday, any thoughts?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
You okay then? Or Devon, sorry.
I guess master sets due on Thursday.
Master set 24 due Thursday, according to this.
Yeah, I mean, next Thursday.
Oh, master set 25?
Yeah.
And then you'll have the. Or did you want to make is the master set? Do we want to push master set off? It's a question of, it's gonna be done, where do you want to pile it up? Are you good with as is, or do we need to shift anything?
That's good.
Do you know off the top of your head when the first test is?
When we are done with D8. Oh, that was for the other book.
Big chunk.
It is a big chunk.
All right, so I've done the test going through 27, and I've done the test going through 26. So, depends on where you want to end it, or perhaps where I want to end it. So at this current pace, 24, 25, this would be 26. And so test, I'd be looking for somewhere around there. That's my current thinking.
Okay,
I'm not inking it in yet, but.
okay. No, I was just curious. I know it said something on the syllabus, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, as soon as I save it and post it, I forget what it is.
Yeah, it's like test A, or test 1, part A, and then like test 2, part B.
Yeah, because originally I went through I went a couple more chapters before I gave the first test. And apparently that's a lot of material.
It is a lot of material.
But test 1A and test 1B, those are still counted as two separate tests. It's not counted as just, you're doing the first part of the test and the second part of the test, and then I add them together. They are two different tests.
So then there's 8
I-
different test grades?
Say it again?
8 different test grades, cause we got 4 tests, or?
Oh, no,
Or
so
no, test.
test 1A, test 1B, the multiple choice, and then the last test are traditionally the
Oh, okay.
4 tests.
Okay.
I call it 1A and 1B, or part 1 and part 2, for historical reasons. So if you're looking back and you see, oh, this says test 1, which one is it? If it just says test 1, it's the combination of A and B.
Okay.
If it says test 1A, then it's the first part, then it's, the first couple chapters, and then 1B is the next.
Okay.
I probably should just, bite the bullet and go through and change the convention, so it's called test 1 and test 2. It just has never seemed like a high priority.
I was just curious, cause it seems all weirded up, that you don't understand it.
And since we're talking about tests, there are test corrections for those who have not had me before.
Are they worth half points?
If you fail the test, you can bring your grade up to a C. If you got an A on the test, you can bring it up to an A plus, maximum. So that's the way it works. You just have to convince me you know what you're talking about.
And I had the other, I can't remember her name.
Sasson?
Yes, Sasson. But do we have to write an explanation out with our correction on why we thought this way?
Oh, I've liked it, but I've never instituted that. So I'm curious, but I don't require that.
As long as we show, like, everything, all our steps for the
Yes.
correction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you skip a step, then I have to make a judgment call over, is it reasonable for someone in this class to skip that step?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's yes, and sometimes it's going, yeah, I'm not convinced that they understand how to get from here to here.
Okay.
And then a miracle occurs and answers 5. Yeah, it definitely needs to be more than just the answer, because if you want to know the answer, you can just ask after the test, not during the test. Please don't, not during the test.
So you'll give us, will you write down the correct answer on our test?
Not necessarily,
Just so it's wrong.
and I mark where the mistakes are. It's not just, you see a number and you're thinking, what happened here?
Yeah.
No, I mark it up and I write, and make notes, and a lot of them are abbreviations, because, after a while, I just get tired of writing the same words over and over again.
Yeah.
Like YDATQ. You didn't answer the question. That's. It's one of those things that I write a lot on, especially lab analyses.
Does it answer something else?
Yeah, either I think in some cases it's they're trying to guess what I wanted, as opposed to looking at the words I actually used. And if you don't answer the question that I've asked, or if what I asked is not what I intended, but you still answer the question I asked, I can't take off for that. And then on the next version of it, I change the wording. Or usually I add more words. Other questions? All right. Oh. Seems like a logical break to start and stop.